Made by music enthusiasts, for music enthusiasts. This is the And Vehement Company Music Podcast.
What's happening, y'all?
What's up, everybody?
I'm Ashton.
And I'm KP.
And this is the And Vehement Company Music Podcast, the show made by music enthusiasts.
For music enthusiasts.
That's right. Y'all know what it is. And as we say, we back and we black. We back and we black. So, yes, it's happy Black History Month. And, it's just an exciting time for me in music and all that. And, you know, just honoring all the greats, past and present, who have paved the way for music and music enthusiasts like us, you know. So,
yes.
Definitely basking all up in it, huh? So, all right. So, so let me say this. Well, in our last, what we're listening to, I mentioned an album, Charles Woolfolk and the Praise Covenant Choir, Giving Up the Praise, which was released back in 1994, which Fred Hammond and Aaron Lindsay, when he was around 21, 22 years old, they produced that album, which that album was actually recorded in Face to Face Studios in Detroit when Fred was still living in Detroit. And it's actually crazy how it happened. So let me just give a backstory how that happened, because that is kind of nuts. So Charles Woolfolk and the Praise Covenant Choir, they're based out of Elyria, Ohio, which is in Lorain County, which is close to my hometown, Lorain. And I guess they all just, you know, rehearsed and formed the choir and, you know, worked and saved some money, and then went down to the GMWA conference for the competition, and ended up winning and got, you know, and sometime after that may have done it like a live recording where Benson Records was there, and they got the deal and released that album on Benson Records, which at the time was the biggest label in the business. Like then you had eventually John P. Key on the label, Fred Hammond was on the label, Commission, Yolanda Adams. I think just a lot of great gospel artists during that time were signed to the label, like Daryl Coley, like the list goes on. And so they got to release that album on the Benson Records label. Much to my surprise and dismay, I'll say, is that album is nowhere to be found on any digital streaming platforms. So it's kind of like crazy. So what I had to do was like find all the songs on YouTube and pretty much make an LP out of it, because I was itching to listen to that album driving to the gig Friday. So I just had to listen to it. I had to, I love it that much. So but yeah, and then it got me thinking, like, man, how many vinyl and CDs are not, like, albums did not make it to digital streaming platforms? And then it sparked another interest, CD versus vinyl. Because really, with there not being too many CD stores, but you see a lot of vinyl, like a lot of record stores and stuff like that. So I'm like, well, is it intentional? Like, are we doing something? So I found like this interesting article on Verge.com. It was talking about just how the game is really played. So it says this here, and I'm going to read a little bit of it. So it says, since the year 2022, well, 2022 was the first year that vinyl has surpassed CD sales since 1987, generating about 41 million that year versus the 33 million to CDs. And it's continued on since then. So it says in 2023, vinyl generated $1.4 billion, while CDs generated only 541 million on 33 million units. You know, the market position, while physical media, vinyl and CD is experiencing a resurgence, which I'm actually happy about that, it still remains a small part of the overall market compared to streaming, which accounts of 84% of industry revenue. Crazy, right? So the vinyl boom is driven by nostalgia, collectability, and superior physical artwork, which top sellers, including Taylor Swift and Harry Styles, are on the Mount, if you want to say the Mount Olympus or Mount Everest of that, which I would agree with that totally. Cause you just don't get the overall, as I always say, people will always continue to pay for interesting experiences. And just to sit in your living room with the old school stereo system and a record player in there, just sitting back, and you almost get like the feeling that you were like hearing it recorded in real time almost. For me, so yeah, it just sparked that. I'm like, man, because everywhere I go, I mean, in a lot of artists, a lot of independent artists, I'll say, like you go to their shows and they'll have like a merch table. You'll see the vinyl like on the merch table, not CDs anymore. So I'm like,
Like you said, I think it's a mix between collectability, nostalgia, mixed with analog, especially for like the older collections, from studio straight, the tape recordings and different things like
yes,
that. Also, like I feel like CDs, even when they were like super popular, like compared to vinyl, I feel like vinyl lasts so much longer because CDs mess up extremely easily. Like one little scratch and could mess up 3 songs. You skipping all over the place.
oh man,
Like it wasn't very durable. You had to be extremely careful, where I feel like vinyl records, like they have stood the test of time because you
yes,
could have a 50-year-old vinyl still in amazing condition that was loved and used on a regular
right,
basis. So I think it's a mixture of a bunch of different things.
oh yeah,
For me anyway, as someone who collects vinyls,
yes,
and usually secondhand. I've bought some brand new to like the newer artists or whatever, but I'm really into collecting like collectibles, older, music. So like I've gotten some really amazing albums that are in pristine condition or even used. Like you could tell like it was a very used piece of music and still works amazing. So I think that has a lot to do with it as well. Like if I had my of choice, I am not interested in collecting CDs, especially used ones.
right. Oh
'Cause
man,
10 times out of 10, you buy a used CD, you going to turn it over and see something you don't want to see.
yeah, scratches and stuff. Yeah,
Scratches. And remember, even the little film sometimes would come off the back of it. You knew it was
yes,
messed up. So, like, yeah. Like, so I'm not shocked at that. I'm not
right.
shocked with that article and the sales, to be honest with you.
I'll tell you something. Like even with CDs and actually video games as well. Like on PlayStation and PlayStation 2, those were all disc, and you had all these different remedies of trying to get rid of those scratches, like alcohol and toothpaste and all that.
That
And
did
I
not
mean,
work.
yeah, sometimes it worked. 99.9% of the time it didn't. But it was definitely. But I'll say this though, even in that, like something interesting was happening right when CDs started to hit the market. Like sonically, you could definitely tell the difference between like a vinyl and a CD, like a song recorded on vinyl and CD. And not that they were hiding it either, because like on a lot of the early CDs, like you would see digital remaster written on like the bottom of the artwork, or like a digital recording, and then it was crazy because like I don't understand why they felt the need to like not only put like that music on a new piece of like a hard copy, but to even mess with the mixing and mastering of it. It takes me back to a story that I've heard, like one Miles Davis record, Someday My Prince Will Come. There's a song called Old Folks. And the story is that Miles Davis was actually sitting in like a chair recording that, like playing his horn part. And then like at some point you actually hear the chair creak. And you notice it too. It's very like it's very it sounds intentional almost. But if you go get the CD, it's like they edit
Take
it
that
out.
out.
They take it out. I'm like, why would you, like everybody knows about the chair creek, like why would you take that out? So
Yes.
I just don't understand it. But yeah, definitely a resurgence in vinyl sales, and I'm gonna muster up the courage to go up to that attic in my parents' house and go through all those old crates of vinyl, because
Yes.
just some of the stuff that I found on that, like Tina Turner's Private Dancer album was one of them on that.
I'm your private dancer.
Yeah, I was actually, and I don't even know where they got those vinyls from. I think an old one of my dad's old co-workers. I think he was moving and like just getting rid of all this stuff. But yeah, I'm gonna invest in like a record player.
Yes, for sure.
So yeah,
It's something about that sound. It's the crackety crickety. It's the sound that it gives. It's just it's nothing like it. It's really nothing like the sound from a record player. And like you said, like the CDs and stuff. That's when I think the whole art of like perfection started coming. Like pristine and perfection, and now we're in the AI thing. Like it's all been like, headed towards that way. And I just feel like albums give you like the real raw deal. Sometimes you hear things in the background, sometimes, or it ends suddenly. Like we still talk about D'Angelo cutting Untitled. He was analog everything. He was so serious about that. And Raphael Sadiq talks about that song running out of tape and just leaving it the way that it is. You know what I'm saying? Like things like that.
For sure. Oh yeah,
That tell a story.
Yeah, didn't even care to splice it or nothing
Exactly.
like that. So.
Right. And I remember just from, talking about Jill when she was doing her, her rollout and her different podcast episodes, and she was talking about from her first album doing things like that too, like on Slowly Surely, which is one of my favorite Jill Scott songs. At the end, everybody knows which Slowly. And she talks about walking literally back away from the mic all the way out of the studio and closing the door, and she says you can hear her closing the door in the back at the very end of the song. Like those are the things, like that's the art, you feel me?
Exactly,
like
yes.
Like, and man, like that's just like incredible. And to leave those things in intentionally, like, because you're creating art. Like it's not perfection, it's feeling. Like you want to feel the thing. So yeah, I think like you said, there's definitely not surprised by the surge in sales with that. With the climate of the world we're living in right now, people are looking for some sense of like nostalgia,
how things used to be.
How things used to be, and just humanization, humanism, you know what I'm saying? Like, so yeah, that's really cool though. Like, yeah, if I had my choice, I'll probably never buy another CD again. as soon as you uncrack that thing, I still feel the feeling of uncracking a new CD from the case. And walking on eggshells.
Yeah, I'll say this, and it's probably not going to happen because we're so far removed from it. But even the way music was recorded back in the 70s and 80s, all analog recording, and how engineers would have to like really like 2 or 3 times over with all the reverberation. Because one album, Shaka Khan's Naughty album, like I just love how that was all mixed and mastered. And then I found on TikTok how the sound engineers, they were really using all these different analog recording stuff to do it. But I mean, to listen to it, it's like it's magic. It's magic. And to know that it wasn't recorded digitally either. Like they actually really, being an audio engineer at that time was like
work,
almost like a construction worker, almost like the time and effort that they put in just to get that sound. Like, come on here. So nothing like it. So yeah, I mean, well, I say that to say I kind of wish that we would kind of revert back to that, because I mean, let's face it, like the auto tune and Pro Tools and Logic, it's kind of like the cotton gin of music. It doesn't work for 100 men, but you can still tell that there's still it's like a robotic kind of like, almost like how Marla was talking, like a robotic AI. Like you can tell that they didn't do Like they just programmed everything and really didn't do that. Like you know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah, I
words
know.
escape me.
Listen, because
So
when you sang on them records, because I listened to my Aretha Franklin album, like it wasn't no auto tune. Them background
no.
singers, you couldn't just stack, 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 stack.
Hmm.
Like you literally hear her sisters singing them parts around a mic, like you was at church,
Oh yeah.
and
Yeah.
that's how it sounds
Oh, yeah.
on that album.
Yeah, and then to even go back, because I was just thinking about this, like in honor of Black History Month, because Edwin Hawkins was going to be the next highlight on the story, like the song "Oh Happy Day," which Tremaine Hawkins she co-led. Hold on, I need to let me. Well, I know that I need to actually hold on.
I got Tremaine right up here. Tremaine live, huh? Come on, somebody.
Yeah, I was actually just listening to the "Look at Me, I have been set free." All my sins are washed away. My nights turn to day. Like somebody was playing that on an actual piece of vinyl, and that was amazing. Okay,
Listen, where I'm going.
so check this out. So it says the recording begins with on Edwin Hawkins' "Oh Happy Day." It says the recording begins with a muted piano, drum, and bass. Back lead singer Dorothy Combs Morrison on the left hand stereo, which it was actually reel to reel. So they had already recorded like the chorus and the verse in the chorus live. Then they had Dorothy Combs Morrison go into the studio, and it was a reel to reel recording. And I was like, man, that's you don't get that, because like now in recordings everybody goes back into the studio and overdubs. So
Yeah,
I mean,
true.
yeah. So yeah,
True.
it's kind of so it's kind of like now I'm saying I wish we would go back to that, because like I mean even imperfection, of course everybody's gonna have something to say about it, but for music enthusiasts like me and us, you know, it's like I crave stuff like that. Almost like even going back to this, like we got the Michael Jackson movie. I don't mean to foreshadow, because the Michael Jackson, the new Michael Jackson movie is coming out. That one scene when they were in there recording "I'll Be There," and then Michael Jackson said, "You better look over your shoulders, honey." And then Barry Gordy, "Yes." And then I think either Tito or Jermaine was like, "He said shoulders. It's supposed to be singular, shoulder." And then Barry Gordy was like, "Don't stop the tape. I like mistakes. You know, I'm the same way.
Yes.
I like mistakes. Like I could tell, oh, they didn't mean to do that, but
It works.
It's a moment in time in music."
Exactly. It's the same.
And-
Like people love it because that's the same reason I feel like people want to go to live shows. Like you go to the live show to hear the real human behind the work that you've been listening to and taking in and digesting and all the things. You now want to hear it from the human that created it.
Absolutely.
And the live music just like watching Jill's Good Morning America performance of Beautiful People. She has played that song over, and I feel like it's in everybody's head because it's the only song she really used for her rollout, right? Like even if you didn't like the song, you still know the song, part of the chorus anyway. And then for her to do it completely live on Good Morning America, and to see the horn players, to see the percussionist, the drummer, the bass, the guitar, the key, like to see everyone on stage is so Jill. And it was just like, yes, we getting it back. Like this is like, you know, and it wasn't just because it was Good Morning America. This is what Jill does. And it's just like, finally, we are like, and you hear how beautiful it sounds. Like these are seasoned musicians that sound just like the album.
Yes,
like it is so good. Like it gave me chills. Like shout out to musicians who really just hone in on their craft and do amazing, beautiful work. Like y'all are appreciated. Like woo!
You actually just sparked something, because this just actually came back to me, because I noticed this like more recently on a Shaka Khan or on the song "Sweet Thing." Like you were talking about musicians, on after the second verse when they go back into the chorus, some people may notice, some people may not, but the drummer actually messes up. Because watch this. There's the song is mainly in the time signature of 4/4, but coming out of the verse, going back to the top of the song, that girl, you know I'm everything. Do, yes, you are. That there's like a small 2/4 section. And so that second chorus, the drummer, he plays that 2/4 time signature too early.
And it
So,
works.
but it worked. It's like almost like on YouTube when you listen to music, like the most replayed. Me personally, going back to listening to that, that's probably the most replayed part for me. In that, because I, even though it was a mistake, I just like how he set it up because it sounded like a drum fill. It sounded like
Right.
and that's the
It's
reason why I
just
say
amazing.
records are magic. Now, imagine them recording that now. You wouldn't
Right.
get
They
that.
would go back and fix it or take it out. Just
They
edit
would
it
take it
out.
out, just punch it in, and yeah. So it's kind of like and that's the reason why I say I love mistakes in music.
Yeah, because they used to have to do the whole thing at once. And so it wasn't no punching in and out. You did the whole thing through. And then if you mess up, you got to start all over. So, yes, some things weren't worth taking out.
Exactly, yes.
To start over like a darn near perfect take.
Right.
Like, that's what, yes, man. It's so much to say. It's always so much to say.
Yeah.
It's just always so much to say. About it all, because I even remember Malaya, which I love her. She's an amazing vocalist.
Yes.
She sings live all the time. She's very raw and intense when she sings, and it's amazing and it touches you. But she was even talking about her songs and albums, how she always loves to record with some auto-tune, like they all do. Who was it? What song was it that she did? I think it was with Terrace Martin. She had done a song with him and he didn't want any auto-tune on there. And so she had to sing it, she was just like, man, it was hard, but I did it. Because you have to really make sure that you're on pitch. Like you have to really sing the song. And of course it sounds amazing, but it's more work. You know what I mean?
Is,
like,
yes.
But yeah, like it's just such a difference in just everything, and it's two sides to it, because it's like you appreciate the technology and the things it can do for you and how it can help, and then you also appreciate those like Teddy P and Isley Brothers and Aretha Franklin and Lou Rawls and all the people who. You recording them takes all the way through and you picking the best ones, and them best ones still got some maybe pitchy notes or a crack here or something, and that's what humanizes us though. And I wish even with the new recordings that people would leave some mistakes in.
Exactly. Yeah, that's pretty much, that's where I am. Like even as we're writing for the Audacity for Sale EP, like, and I already told, because me and AG, we've been discussing, because we're going to be co-producing the record. And I've just been saying, like, look, man, like, of course, it's not just going to be just like a complete flop and we're just not organized or anything. But I'm kind of like, you know what, man, I really want to go back to, that sound. Like, I want to capture the essence of 70s, 80s. Kind of sound with
analog
this,
in a digital world, Erica's
thing. But of course we're going to be using like DAWs and
of course,
and all that. So, but I don't want to give that illusion. So it's not going to be like a robotic kind of just stack. It's like perfect stacks. It's like no stacking. No. Like if we got to turn the vocals up, then so be it. But stacking vocals, because no.
Right, exactly. Like yes, and then the live show, just amazing. Like for me, even more so than albums, I want to see live shows just be real live shows, like we always talk about. But I do feel like, which I never really thought about it until now, I think people are afraid to do it because they strive for perfection on the record. So they feel like they have to like do it a certain way on stage with backing tracks and leads in the actual tracks and everything, because they're going to flop.
That's ridiculous.
You know, I mean, but do you get what I'm
Yeah.
saying? It's like I can understand the fear, but that's, you know, I think that's where it stems from because of that possibility.
And then,
Maybe, you
I
know?
mean, it's even to the point where, you know, musicians in their ears, they'll have musical cues like verse, 1, 2, 3, or chorus, bridge, 1, 2. It's like,
Not at a Robert Glasper show, you not.
yeah,
Because y'all don't even know what y'all gonna be playing from night to night.
right?
That was what's so great about the experience, which I went and saw him so many different times with the experience, and you never got the same show twice.
Oh, yeah.
Like the way that they would just make up things on the spot from a drum fill or something and let him start, and then they just go. Like that's why Robert's so hard on everybody, because he's just like, y'all niggas ain't putting in the work. Like y'all not doing what y'all not doing what y'all supposed to be doing. But yeah, that's really my hope for 2026. I just want the live experience to be a real live experience. Like if you're going on tour, please go on tour with the notion of just experiencing the moment and not perfecting the moment.
Right. I'm perfecting the moment. Yeah.
Just let us experience the moment with you. Let us feed off of that energy to give back to you.
Exactly.
So you can do it. Like we don't want a fully curated show with everything tracked out.
Everything tracked out. And I'm glad you brought that up. I'm glad you brought up the whole, I guess, perfecting and, you know, afraid to make mistakes and all that. I think, well, why be afraid? Because like a perfect mistake is like a moment in time where that's where the creativity comes in. Like that could be a whole nother different thing that could segue into writing and producing a whole new song, you know?
Yeah.
And then you go back and listen to it. And I'm like, and then you can feed off energy and, you know, create something new. Like,
yeah, well, that's how Tyrone came about. Erykah Badu's Tyrone. They were playing around in soundcheck. She did it in the actual show, and what you hear is a result of that. Literally on the that was not like planned out.
That's crazy.
But those are like the shows that I'm talking about. Her, Jill, all them back then, them Soulquarians, Roots, all them, like they did shows like that. You just didn't know what you was gonna get, and it's still like that to this day. And that's what makes the show incredible. Like you're not stuck in these 2-minute, 30-second long songs, and you literally got to move on to the next because the track is like they can flow freely and make up, you know what I'm saying, and give you a show. Like, yeah, that's my hope for 2026 with all these tours.
Yeah, producers, musicians, stop using tracks as a crutch. If a mistake is made on stage, don't stop the song. Roll along with it.
Keep it rolling.
Especially if the crowd is like really into it, and then you have to stop the song, and then everybody's looking around like, what the heck just happened? Yeah, that's gonna be quite embarrassing. So play it off, stop the track, you know, play all the sections as you remember, and you know, keep it going from there. But you ain't gonna never see that at an Audacity for Sale show. Like we don't use any sequencers, backing tracks. I mean,
real live instrumentation.
Yeah, I didn't go my first concerts and my first like live music experiences, like all the choir anniversaries and youth choir concerts, and you know when we would have different artists and groups come in and perform, we weren't getting that. You know, like everybody, they were all well rehearsed, they were well skilled, and you know they didn't. I mean, some use like for senior groups that didn't have a band, they used a backing track, but it wasn't like, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't like a
fully programmed
or anything. And then if the track started fading out, they would sing it a cappella and keep it going, especially if the crowd was really into it and they didn't want the song to stop. So come on.
I was just getting ready to say, like, a lot of this too goes back to church, which is like the old school church, you know, like it, you know, where everything was played organically. You had to actually learn the music, learn the songs. Like Donald Lawrence just had his you know, he was on a podcast and he was saying like, bring back the choirs. He was like, these praise teams are cool. It was for a certain season or whatever. He was like, it has its place, but like, there's such easy peasy songs. You can learn them on the way to church. He was like, you could never learn a Donald Lawrence song on the way to church.
Not ever.
He said, you got to rehearse that thing. I said, I know that's right.
Right, exactly.
I know that's right.
especially not Prayer or J-Bass. Like you got
None of his stuff. Like, and I was a huge Donald Lawrence and the Tri-City Singer fan. Like, what I
yes, oh
love
yeah,
the different changes in his music and how, the intricate parts and things like that is what sets Donald aside, along with the fact like his choir was just so in tune and sounded like
yes,
one voice. Just amazing. But anyway, like, those are the things, right? Like, try like bringing those things back. Like he said, like we're losing the fact of like people don't know how to blend. He was like, you people don't even know how to blend anymore. It's so much to say. We could talk about this forever
yeah,
because it's just a lot. And no shade to the new things that are happening. It's just like when something new is happening, we tend to like shoo away the old, not
yeah.
realizing that we can mix the two together to create something amazing. Because I feel like we miss out on the things, and it's just a tale to how old we are now. Because I feel like we're the old people. Like I feel like I'm sounding like my mama. Y'all don't know nothing about good music. And what's this little rinkety dinkety dink on the radio now? You know what I'm saying? Like I remember my mom always saying that, and now I feel like I'm doing the same thing. Like, what is this on the radio? I can't get jiggy with it.
Man, Michael Blackson, I can't get jiggy with this.
I can't get jiggy with this shit. Exactly. Like I feel like that's me. Like what is happening? And so now I'm understanding where she was coming from. Like when you're used to that kind of quality,
Oh,
you like, man, take me back to a good quartet program. I miss going to quartet, real quartet. You go to a good quartet program. Listen, that's a concert all in itself.
oh yeah, oh yeah.
So Black History Month, listen, it all stems. The Black church is just like it was the playpen for musicians to do what they did on these albums. All of them went to church. All of them started in church.
Yeah,
And then you got what you got. The soul, the R&B, the instrumentation, it all came from the church.
right, yeah, and then like I was listening to some of that Donald Lawrence interview too. Like he was saying, like the Black church is really a non-accredited conservatory, just because of,
He said it.
just because of everything that you learn without realizing, how important all that stuff is with blending and everything. So yeah, it's without even knowing it, like
Without even knowing it.
So that's
It's a school all in itself. Like the Black church was a school, okay? The Black church and the music was a school. Like, yeah, I don't think it's one legend that we could talk about that didn't grow up in Black church though. And I think now that's that's part of the difference, which everybody has said the same thing. Like people ain't going to church no more. People ain't growing up in church and, all of that or whatever, which we know that to be true. And then the ones who are, it's just a different type of church. Like the same setup that they're using on the big shows, they're using in church. So like you got the chorus, pre-chorus, verse, blah, 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 blah. It's a fully stems and everything. It's not even just the musicians just playing organically and the singers just singing. It's it's a lot more to it. And I think, and I think that has changed the game a lot too. So you can answer this question. Yeah. I feel like because I grew up Baptist in like small Baptist churches. So again, but then when I did start going to a more like Pentecostal kind of church and we would have our choir rehearsals, would musicians be there? Musicians wouldn't really be there too much. We had amazing directors, but then also musicians would have their own rehearsals and then we'd come together. So what was it like for y'all growing up? Did y'all all rehearse with the choir? I know some churches did. Some churches require that, and then others were, the rehearsals could be separate.
Oh yeah, every single week, because actually we always rehearse with the choir, and then I'll say if an anniversary concert came up, the band will have like 2 or 3 of their own practices or rehearsals, and then if a section like the soprano or alto section, if they wanted to get together, they'll go over their part or whatever. But yeah. For the most part, especially week to week, just preparing for Sunday service, the upcoming Sunday service, the choir and the musicians, they always rehearse together. And so yeah, that was definitely that. And then Yeah.
I miss that. Like, I miss the unity of it all, I think, too. You know, because now a lot of things are, you know, about money. Oh, you ain't paying me to attend rehearsal, then I ain't going, I ain't going to be there. And, you know, things like that, where it just wasn't like that back then. It was just, you know, if you wanted to sound good, everybody was there and everybody was doing their part. And you sounded good on Sunday mornings, and then whatever else the other services you had, because you know back then you had 2-3 services after the first service.
Yes.
So, and if you was a good choir like the choir I was in, then you know you was on a program. Okay, you was on somebody's program to sing and whatever. And so yeah, like just simpler times, man.
Oh yeah. And much to that point, I kind of despise the fact that it's starting to seep in even to, you know, just musicians just getting together, period. Because I had one drummer friend of mine, she was talking about how gigging was scarce and, you know, she felt like she wasn't, you know, getting to play out a lot. And so like me, I started my own band, Audacity for Sale. So I encouraged her to do the same. And then her reasoning was, you know, she said she didn't have the money to rehearse a band like that. I'm like, why? And then I said to myself, like, man, that's kind of messed up that musicians are expecting to be paid for rehearsals and all that. Like, wow. Okay.
Right, every rehearsal has to be paid. Yeah, it's hard. I mean, yes, you are blessed. You know, you got people that are like brothers to you inside of your band, which I think that makes a difference too, you know. But I like when people are trying to get other good people and that the relationship isn't like family, I can see it being hard to get them to do something.
Well, yeah, not just rehearsals, even getting together and shedding, you know.
Right. Oh, sheds, man.
Oh,
A
yeah.
thing of the past. Wow, that people used to live for sheds.
Yeah, it's crazy because it hasn't even been that long since people really stopped shedding consistently.
What was it like? 2013, 15, 16 maybe?
I think, well, shortly after the pandemic, you started to see it die down a little bit.
Oh, okay.
I think,
That far into it. Okay.
Yeah. I'll say this after venues open, because like I was shedding a lot with some other musicians, like social distancing. So, but you know, just getting together, like doing a lot of collaborative efforts on social media and all that, and then you know, just going on live and exchanging musical ideas and all that. But I guess when venues started opening, when the world started opening back up, you start to see the decline in that. So yeah, that's crazy. It's crazy. It hasn't even really been that long since we and I really didn't even notice it really because I mean I know I haven't shed a whole lot because you know since venues started opening back up, I've been crazy busy gigging all like that.
Right.
So but I mean me and my friend Ellis, I actually ran into Ellis at TJ Maxx right before I went to work today, and he was talking about wanting to get together and shedding. I know, so we definitely gonna get back into that. So, you know, and then of course, you know, but still invite others who want to come out and shed and play and you know exchange ideas musically because you know that's where all the creative juices get flowing. You know, so. So yeah.
Yes. Well, this was more than a short and sweet.
Yeah, this not short.
No, we not
sweet,
short.
but not short.
Sweet, but not short. Yes, and that's okay too.
Yes, this is cool. So, yeah, we thank you all viewers for rocking with us, and this has been a very fun episode. You know, it just turned. You see, crazy how one subject can segue into like 5 or 6 different others. So yeah, this is how it is when you watch an Inveheement episode. This is what it is. So this is what you get, and it's beautiful, and I absolutely love it. So all right. So again, this has been another episode of the Inveheement Company Music Podcast, the show made by music enthusiasts
For music enthusiasts.
That's right, y'all. Free to land.
See you later.